we're going to be exploring Khan Academy. So to access Khan Academy, I'm going to open my browser and go to www.khanacademy, Khan academy.org. When you get to Khan Academy, you'll see that you do have to create a username. So to create your login, you're going to need a username, an email address, and a password. Once you create that, you'll be able to sign in. The interesting thing about the content in Khan Academy is that at first glance, it does appear to be for more of a secondary education student population. However, we are going to explore the subject areas that really cater to our ESL and ABE population. To look at our subjects, we go to the top left and we click on the pull-down menu. As I said earlier, you will see our more advanced subjects such as science and engineering, which is broken down into a variety of different sciences, computing, economics and finance, test prep, and what we're going to be looking at a little bit tonight is mostly grammar, but I want to draw your attention to the math over on the left first. So some of us do have to cover math content in our courses, and I know in adult ed it is very common to see a really wide range of math abilities. So this is a good place you can send your students to bolster their skills. And you can look for math by subject, early math, arithmetic, algebra, geometry, or math by grade, K through 2, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and on. In addition to math, we also have grammar, which is listed under our arts and humanities. And we're going to take a look at that a little bit. So the grammar topic that we're currently in is parts of speech. And we'll look at our description of parts of speech right here. Nouns, verbs, you name it. These tutorials cover the English parts of speech, the building blocks of sentences. And it's also broken into the noun, the verb, the pronoun, the modifier, and the preposition. So we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to give you a little overview of the noun, just so you can see the type of content that's on the website. We start with introduction to grammar, and then we introduce the noun. So you'll see we have our outline over here on the left. We're going to see the introduction, identifying nouns, introduction to singular and plural nouns, and so on. And then underneath our video, we have the little about section right here, meet the most common English part of speech, the noun. And then we also have a transcript so that our students can read along if they need to for whatever reason, whether it's an accommodation or they just learn better by reading that transcript. They do have access to that. So we're going to play our noun video. We'll start at the beginning.
Hello, grammarians. Welcome to the English parts of speech. We're going to begin with the noun. Oh, the lovely, wonderful noun. Your friend and mine. They're mostly what you're going to encounter in sentences. Most sentences in English contain at least one noun or a pronoun, but we'll get to pronouns later. A noun is basically anything, and I know that's not an especially helpful definition, but we'll get more specific in a minute. A noun is basically anything at all. Now, the way this is taught in traditional grammar is to say that a noun is a person, place, or thing, which is fine. I think we can make that a little bit short.
So that's the first 40 seconds of a 4.5-minute video introducing nouns. And there are video lessons for all of these parts of the menu identified on the left. We'll go into identifying nouns, introduction to singular and plural nouns, plural and singular nouns, common and proper, etc. Something else I want to draw your attention to underneath the video is that there's a little message board here so your students can ask questions. Now, these aren't necessarily quiz type questions. These are more what I would equate to a student raising their hand and asking a question in class. For example, our first question is there a limit to how many nouns you can use in a sentence? And the question was answered, no, there is no limit to any part of speech you can use in a sentence. Some other examples of questions are just specific words. Is animal a noun? There's another one down here. Is blanket a noun? So this is a place where your students can go for a little bit of extra help related to the video lessons that they just watched. Now the other part of Khan Academy that I really like is when you click on your username, it will take you to your profile, and here you can see your progress. As you make progress throughout the different subjects, you will earn badges. You'll earn energy points for watching videos, how many videos you've completed, and you'll get badges accordingly. You can also click on your progress right here in this menu, and it'll show you a graph of the different subjects you've covered and what percentage of it you've mastered. And this is nice because it really helps our students build that independence that we try so hard to instill in them. So this may be something that you can incorporate into your classroom, but even more than that, it's a great place you can send your students to really develop that solid foundation upon which you can build in your class and in subsequent classes. They'll be able to cover their parts of speech, grammar basics, in addition to things like early math lessons, arithmetic, things like that. And they do have their progress. And when they create their username and they tie it to that email address, Khan Academy will email them every so often and give them updates on their progress. So it's a way that they can stay motivated without really having to bring you into it. It really encourages our students to become self-sufficient learners, which is definitely not only an academic skill, but a life skill they can obviously all benefit from.